Mr. Temperance, I'm Devotion. General Honorgrant sent me. He'd like to talk to you.
Strange kind of invitation, seeing how they're looking for me.
I thought I had observed all the formalities. Please forgive me. If you fear for your life, please understand that the General does not currently wish you any harm.
Now that's a relief. Are you sure you're normal?
I believe so. On the other hand, I'm only following the orders I've been given. Given your current situation, I suggest you go to him through the Tyrville Underground.
You sure got the right name, don't you? Devoted and calm as they come. Yeah, all right, I'll go.
The General's waiting for you in his quarter.
Hello again.
Know this woman?
Well, sir, we do see a lot of beautiful women walking by here, but that's not exactly my business. I don't pay attention to them. Maybe you should ask my security guard here. He's more vigilant than I am. That's part of what he's paid for, after all.
Thanks. Hi. Looks like you work here.
You don't miss a trick, do you? I ensure the security of this merchant right here.
The neighborhood's really that dangerous for your merchant to need a security guard for him alone.
The place is not worse than the other, but it still is a shopping district. There's always some petty larceny, and it's not like we can count on the authorities any longer. So the merchants around hire guys like me, because they can afford it.
In your job, I imagine you keep an eye on everyone passing by. Know this woman?
I see a lot of women passing by. What's so particular with this one, besides the cute face?
She's been particularly missing for 2 days now. Her husband sent me to find her.
Husband? Sad. Saw her, yeah. The day before yesterday, I think. With a guy. I remember because the way she was walking. She seemed like she drunk too much. He was helping her. They went through that alley behind me.
I see. Thanks for the info. See you later. That's one ugly cut.
Did you see her face?
Just a quick look. The drool and the red eyes kind of turned me off.
The eyes injected with blood, indeed. Significant amount of very thick saliva on the lips, which are otherwise very dehydrated. Oh, I also noticed that her hands were relatively red, especially for a corpse.
You know this?
All too well, unfortunately. They're the symptoms of EBL, which is also called date rape drug. A lot of it.
Do I want to know why it's called that?
The powder creates a powerful inhibitor in the frontal lobes. The victim loses awareness of their actions and the consequences. They become somewhat anesthetized, completely relaxed, uninhibited.
Uh-huh, and open to every proposal from the first dog in heat to come walking along.
Please, this drug is repugnant. And what makes it worse is that it has no odor, no color, and dissolves easily in any liquid.
In other words, all someone has to do is pour a little in your drink, and before you know it, you're fucked.
My word, I see you understand the principle. That's more than enough.
You seem to know a lot on the subject.
I'm a nurse. But yes, I know the drug. Better than I wish I did. There's not much more to say. I think that's clear enough.
That is. Sorry.
So am I. I knew him, you know? At least, I thought I knew him. I feel so stupid now whenever I think about it. Stupid and dirty. But I'm still here at least, not like those poor girls. The monster killing them all has to be stopped, whatever it takes. And I'm sorry, but have his balls cut off.
You think she died of an overdose?
No, I think she was still alive when the killer opened her up. I just hope she wasn't conscious. She must have bled to death. But again, I can't be sure without having properly examined the body.
That's already an interesting lead. Thank you. How do you get the drug? Not on every street corner, I hope.
From a dealer, of course. Go see my son's dealer. He must know more about it than me.
All right, I'll go find the dealer.
Another woman victim of that head case.
You know the craftsman whose workshop your son set up?
Mr. Frugality? Of course, he was living here before I was... He's hardly a master of his trade, but he's a good man. I cared for his wife when I was starting. I'll never forget.
What'd she have?
She never managed to give birth. I helped the doctor with various treatments. But when it turned out that she was showing symptoms of mutation, the son of a bitch decided that her sterility was a sign that she simply shouldn't have children. He denounced her so she would be put in a reserve with the other mutants. But she preferred to take her own life. Mr. Frugality was the one who found her, hanging in the workshop. A letter for him at her feet. The poor man. I don't know how he can stay there.
I think it must be harder for him to leave it. Your son's doing better? Must be tough, quitting cold turkey like that.
It is tough, but there are no half measures with these substances. It'll take a good week before he's gone through all the phases. I give him pain relievers, and that way I keep him near me, too, until this is over.
And his father?
I'd rather not talk about that. I told Chance he was dead, and I hope he is.
I see. Good luck. I'm going. access looks blocked for the moment.
Hello, Roy. Can I do something for you?
I was wondering... How did you become apprentice to the warden of a prison camp?
It's a long story. I'm sorry. I really don't know you. I'd rather talk about it some other time.
You don't want to change what you're wearing? You're dressed as ripped to shreds. Not really, discreet.
No. This dress shows what I am. I'm wearing the runes of a past that no longer exists. I've lost a lot, and it was my fault. Today I am just a pariah, a renegade being hunted by my peers. And yet, I'm also a new woman, freed from the bonds of my former conventions.
I suppose I can understand that. You're a little lost here. It's your last link to your past life. All right, fine. We'll go on like that. What are the Abundance Technomancers like? Do they have the same status as here?
I don't know much about it. But from what I saw, people are afraid of them, just like here. And they'll never get supreme power. But they're in the army. They're officers. They're not allowed to group together like here. A master can have an apprentice, that's all. They're first and foremost a war resource, I think, and nothing more. He must have been mistaken.
Come on, Mary. You're not really a normal kind of person.
All right. I suppose I can tell you. I was born here, in Shadowlair. It didn't take long for the Source to find me. I think you had already left. Or I was too young, and you were too old for us to be together.
You must have a virtue name. Mary's not your real name, is it?
Right. I was called Mercy, but the name no longer means anything to me. Even if Sean used me, he helped me live again. He stopped me from going insane. He's the one who called me Mary. Just like the rags I'm wearing, I want to keep the name.
I understand. I'm not gonna lecture you about changing your name. Why not talk to me about it?
I was afraid you'd abandon me to the Source. Of course, there are good masters there, but there are also... Anyway, I often served them when I was very young.
Listen, I'm sorry, Mary. I know some girls are abused, but... Anyway, it's over now. You're free of them. How did you end up in Abundance in that case?
My master at the time had to go fight, of course. And he wanted to take me with him. The Source didn't really agree, but he had a lot of influence. I found myself on a battlefield, and I was horribly afraid. I think I panicked, and we were separated.
Go on, I'm listening.
I was so afraid I fell into a trench. Some men from Abundance came towards me. They were laughing. I think they liked the look of me. And then their officer showed up. It was Sean. He seemed really strict. In fact, he was furious with his men. He helped me get up and kept me near him. I know that he had to fight to keep me. That's why he was sent from the front and ended up in Camp 19.
Let's get back to my other questions. Why did you take the risk of following me? You would have kept your status with Abundance.
I was livid. Sean saved me, protected me, and I wanted to avenge him. Of course he was also using me, but at the time I didn't think things could be any different. So I followed you, to kill you.
You said he saved you?
Yes, Actually, I don't really want to talk about it.
You still don't want to talk to me about your past?
I'm sorry, Roy.
I want to tell you something. Come with me. I'd like to have you with me.
With pleasure. I prefer being with you.
The General's waiting for you in his...
Hi, what can I do for you?
Later. have some bad news.
You do have news, at least. What did you find?
Your wife was found dead in a back alley near the market. I'm sorry.
I see. Fidelity. My beauty. I knew it. I was feeling something was wrong. How did she die? What happened? Did she suffer?
She was probably the victim of a serial killer. That son of a bitch drugs young women before killing them with a sharp weapon. Nice guy.
A serial killer. There's a serial killer in this city, and the army prefers to track down that fucking renegade of theirs. Oh, my poor Fidelity. Do you think she suffered?
Hard to say. The dose was very strong. She might have lost consciousness before he could do her any harm.
A serial killer.
My deepest sympathy.
I just want to be alone. I'll go see her when I feel strong enough.
I'm leaving.
Hey, Roy. Lose something?
I found this coin. Can you tell me anything about it?
Apart from the fact it's the work of an amateur, this thing comes from a workshop, that's for sure. But definitely not mine. You're looking for somebody short-sighted with one arm. And if you find him, make sure you break his fingers. Nobody should be allowed to make something this bad.
Thanks. I guess I'll go looking for another workshop. Know any others?
I don't know everything in the city. There's a guy at the edge of the slums, but he's been in the business so long, I'd be amazed if it was his.
I can always go check it out. Thanks for the info.
You again? I didn't sell nothing to any kids, I promise.
I hope not. Though that's not really my problem anymore. I came to see you for some information.
Okay, I'm listening.
Good. So tell me, Serenity, do you sell EBL?
Sometimes. Just a warning, though. It's real expensive. And don't go asking for no discount. You ain't exactly a repeat customer.
Ouch. You hurt me. Truly. But I'll forgive you if you tell me who you sell it to.
Ha! I got a business to run, dude. I ain't ratting about nobody. Especially about those with that much serum to throw around.
And you know that your business has a lot better chance of surviving today's depression if you give me what I want. Nobody will know where it comes from, so you can keep exploiting the misery in the neighborhood.
Shit, give me a fucking break. All right, but spare me the sob story. I gave it the office. Anyway, first off, you can forget about names. I got no idea. They ain't from around here. They only come here to buy because I'm the only one who's got what they want.
That's something, for starters. Keep going.
All right, so, the first one's quite a weirdo if you ask me. But hey, he pays good and knows what he wants. The guy only buys EBL. He doesn't talk much, but honestly, I prefer it that way. Other than that, he dresses casually, his brown hair, but most of the time you'll see him wearing that stupid hat of his.
Okay, and the other?
All right, the other guy's got dark hair, kinda serious looking, and always dresses real good. Usually he buys some of everything and makes my day. No money issue, that one either.
And if they're not from here, You know where they come from?
Well, the thing about customers like that is, less you know, better it is for everybody. Especially if somebody gets caught. The second guy came by a few days ago. Took a bit of everything I had, same as always. I kind of picture him somewhere in a place like Tierville, but that's just an impression I got.
I can always go check it out. Thanks for the info. You ever have anything to do with the Resistance?
What for? I don't give a shit about politics. And they ain't into my line of fine consumer goods. They like their good little fanatics to have a clear head. Especially their boss. Think it'd do him some good to do some now and again, though. Bit of tight ass.
For someone who never met him, you sure seem to know a lot about him.
In my business, you always find out about things. You gotta know what and who you're dealing with. And Marco, I heard it don't make a difference if you're on his side or not. He's just one mean dude. So the best thing to do, when it's like that, is stay out of it. I keep my distance, and I run my company.
You never have problems with the cops?
Ha! The cops! The militia doesn't exist anymore, and the army's got other things to do. This is the slums, dude. Don't sweat it. Nothing's gonna happen to you here. And when a couple of soldiers do come around here, we take care of things. But don't go getting all misty-eyed. They ain't exactly clean either. When they come see me, they're not after candy.
I catch your drift. I'll let you.
Yeah, you do that.
what do you want?
Kind of a weird place to mount guard. What are you doing here?
I'm on guard.
Huh. Not very talkative, are you?
Yes, what do you want?
The name's Roy. Roy Temperance. I have a meeting with General Honor Grant. I was told to come here.
Yes, you can enter.
Hi. You're expecting me, I think.
I am. Good to meet you.
Really? Mind telling me what you want from me?
I have heard you are being hunted as a renegade. Rest assured, I have no intention of giving you up to the Source. To be perfectly frank, I'll admit I'm not very fond of them. And they feel the same way about me. But I'm high enough up the ranks that they can't do much against me, or those who work for me.
Ah, I think I'm starting to see what you're getting at.
All right, listen. I'm trying to understand how they got so powerful. I am worried. So I decided to put together a group of people to find out. You already know Devotion. She's my eyes and sometimes my hand. I'd like you to join her in the group, but I'm sure you have questions.
I have one. You say you never liked technomancers, but you ask Roy for help.
I know how to tell the difference between the technomancers from the Source and a renegade, girl. And even if you obviously have the same skills and are a bit disturbed, you'll understand that I'm not worried about you betraying me. Neither of you will find the Source and reveal the existence of my little group. And both your skills and knowledge of the enemy will be useful to me. More questions?
You're in the government, you work with the Technomancers, and you're best friends with Dear Dowser Wisdom. Why in hell would I join a group under the thumb of corrupt and murdering people, huh?
General, let me make him eat his words.
No, Devotion. It's a good question. I put up with the Technomancers and their madness more than I work with them. As for the murders, I suppose you're referring to the disappearances in the militia. That is their work, not mine. Even if I can't understand the reasons for it. And as for the corruption, I think you're mistaken. I'm no saint, but I can say that today I am the only defense left against the Technomancers' coup. You're being hunted, tracked by the Technomancers, as you know. If you have my protection, they'll have to leave you alone.
I know you're a friend of Wisdom. This group kind of looks like treason to me.
You are mistaken. It is, on the contrary, my duty to protect my friend and Dowser from what threatens him. In this case, the Technomancers. I don't know how they've managed to convince him to give them so much power. Just like me, he knows that you are unstable. That's why they didn't have that much power before. But they are gaining strength, and I have to protect Aurora and Wisdom from their schemes.
And Devotion? You make her sound like your crony. Who are you exactly anyway, miss?
The General told you, I am his eyes and hands when there must be killing. He took me in before the war. I was only a child. Since then, I have been showing him my gratitude.
You can trust her as much as me. As long as you don't betray me, of course.
Why not help the Resistance if you want to go against the Technomancers? After all, they have pretty much the same goal.
Not really. I know they hate the Technomancers as much as I do. But they are idealists, and they want to change society. Power to the people. Allow me to tell you that that is as credible and inoffensive as what we are faced with from your former colleagues. Chaos. And in a few months, an invasion by the neighboring guilds. I did not win the war against Abundant to see my guild devoured so soon after my victory. Those people may have good intentions, but they're dangerous.
I'm sure you understand it's not the kind of decision you make just like that. I need time to think.
I understand. And I have to admit that I find that reassuring in a way. You deserve your name more than it would appear. Temperance. I'll get back to you in a while.
Thanks. I'm going in that case.
Goodbye, Roy. But don't forget, if you have even the slightest feeling for Aurora, I am its last defender.
So, back in business?
And how? Thanks to you. If I can do anything for you, just let me know.
Well, now that you mention it, I found this coin, and I figured someone like you might be able to tell me a bit more about it.
Well, you got that right. I made it. Where'd you find it?
You make a lot of them?
No, only on order. Time to time, I get an order by mail, and I deliver the package to an address they gave me.
What's the address?
Well, it's in the suburbs, but hang on. I'll look in my register and write down the exact place. But you know, there's no real point going out of your way for that. At worst, the guy'll order more coins off of me.
That's kind of what I don't want to see happen. Thanks for the address. Later.
Hi, you want something?
I wanted to know if you've ever seen the girl in this picture.
Let me see. No, but I wish I had. I would have gladly whispered a few sweet nothings in her lovely ear.
Uh-huh. Too bad. I'm sure you know more than you're saying.
I'm not sure I understand.
Pretty simple. This woman was murdered, just like several others before her. And you're my primary suspect.
That's ridiculous. I don't even know her. Why would I do any harm to her? And anyway, who the hell do you think you are accusing me like that? Some army officer? A bloody technomancer, maybe? Get lost.
Look, I know you're the only one buying EBL around here, and strangely enough, all the victims were stuffed with that shit.
What? I don't even know what that stuff is.
Also, witnesses saw you walking around with that woman in the streets of Tyrville.
Bullshit. I don't know this drug. I don't know this woman, and you have no witness at all. Actually, you have absolutely nothing, or you would have told the authorities already. Unless you have something to hide. Leave me alone.
Why would I tell the authorities? I just need to talk about you to the victims' husbands, to their families, to their friends. I'm sure they'll come up with something much more creative than a life sentence for you.
Well, whoa now, let's just calm down, okay? All right. That's true. I knew Fidelity. I was her casual lover, okay? Not something I was gonna shout from the rooftops, see? She's married, mind you. And her husband's a serious nutcase.
He still has to justify how he knows that drug he claimed not to know a few minutes ago.
No one asked the exhibitionist whore her fucking opinion.
Whoa, 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 steady, cowboy. Manners?
Oh my, I'm sorry, miss. It's just you're putting me under pressure, right? Listen, yeah, I do buy some drugs sometimes. All kinds for all tastes. Just parties with friends, you know? That doesn't prove a thing. Leave me alone.
I'm leaving for now, but I'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah, right. You again. What now? Who else did I kill?
Somehow, I was hoping you wouldn't cooperate. This gives me good reason to break every one of your bones until you confess.
I've got nothing to confess. Nothing to do with these murders, at least. Nobody's perfect, right? So back off.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You don't miss...
The guy who was hanging around with that girl. Do you remember what he looked like?
Didn't strike me. Neat and proper guy. Sort of well-dressed, like most people from this neighborhood. In his 30s, dark hair.
Thanks, all this...
You again. What now?
I'm not gonna spend hours explaining it. I'll just do a good deed and take care of you, the hard way.
Yeah, right. And I'm just gonna let you, huh? Come on, shit stirrer. You'll regret talking out of your ass once I've stuffed all the words back in.
Now that was fun. Well, what do we have here? A coin and some powder. Looks like someone was already back on the hunt.
Now there's a good reason to believe this man is the one we were looking for. Your intuition was right, Master. Roy, can I do something for you?
I was wondering... I want to tell you something. No. cornered the killer. I doubt he'll do it again. The streets are safe now.
Thank you, Roy. You're a sweetheart. If you want a little fun, you know. In the meantime, take this. My way of saying thanks for taking care of us.
Later.
Ah, it's my hair.
Later.
Surprise. Attack!
Tenacity.
I wouldn't come to say hi if I wasn't getting paid. A nice electric guy came to ask me to kill you. And you know me, I'm real obliging when I get paid.
If you think I'm just gonna let you take me out.
I was kind of hoping you'd give yourself up, actually. Because you see, your charity is locked up in there.
You can go fuck yourself. I know how you work. We'll kill her too, whatever happens.
I'm hurt, Roy. Really, I'm hurt. I thought we were friends. You're even better than I remembered. I must be starting to get rusty. I'm too old for this business.
You've known me for ages. Why'd you accept this job?
You know me too. I'm not the kind to do something for sentimental reasons. I was always a bastard. Just ask Charity. I must have had an unhappy childhood. But I'm always practical. And I don't feel like dying just yet. I broke that contract, and even if you decided not to kill me, I would still be in shit.
You got yourself in it on your own.
It's true. Listen, I think the only way I can get out of this is by working for you. What do you say? You know I'm good.
You really think that after what you just did, I'm gonna hire you? Without mentioning how you're a turncoat?
Keep dreaming. But you know I won't have a choice anyway. I'll have to stick to you like glue and take part in the fight. Now it's up to you, of course.
He's pretty disgusting and doesn't seem very honest. But I like the way he speaks. He says funny things.
Listen to the chick. She walks around half naked and it's like there's a meltdown going on between her ears. You already got a nutcase with you. Why not a bastard?
But I don't really know why I'm doing this. Maybe because I don't want to be a bastard like you. First sign of any backstabbing, you're a dead man.
You're really a great guy, Roy. Gotta say. Let me get my shit together and I'm all yours.
Roy, can I do something for you?
I was wondering. I want to tell you something. No, let's go.
Roy?
No.
And I knew that scumbag when I was a kid. He always was a snake. Anyway, thanks. Thanks a lot.
I wasn't about to lose my best source of information.
Don't be so cynical. You're a good man, Roy. I got nothing on me right now, but drop by my place. I'll give you something.
Yeah, all right. I'll drop by.
Roy, can I do something for you?
I want...
Well, you don't pull any punches, that's for sure. And I figured I was a bastard. Maybe I'm not the only one.
That a problem?
For me, absolutely not. It's just I didn't think you were like that, that's all. Anyway, if you didn't kill people, I'd probably be tempted to do it myself. Not so much for the serum, then again. So we don't leave some son of a bitch behind who can fuck us over in the name of something as stupid as revenge.
I wanted to... You know Shadowlair by heart, right?
I was born there, but I didn't always live there. Bounty hunters tend to get around a bit, but I've been back for a while. So, yeah, I guess I know the place better than you. It's a big pile of shit with gutless wonders living in it and run by head cases. A charming little spot, my favorite. If you want, just ask me when we're in the neighborhood. I'll tell you what you want to know.
Why not? I may find out some stuff from you, and at least you'll make me laugh. I wanted to know... How'd you become a bounty hunter?
It's a long story, but basically I didn't have much choice. I was living in Shadowlair at the time, had some problems, had to get out. I started working for a guy, a real bastard to be honest. But he respected me and vice versa. One day he got shot and they tried to make me take the fall. I didn't have a choice. I had to go find the guys. That's how I started.
I wanted to... What do you know about the guy who hired you?
Another guy with a ridiculous name. Generosity, I think. Yeah, right. He looks as generous as a good kick in the ass. And he comes across all lit up, too, like a war windmill. They said he's pretty high up in the source. Probably didn't make the decision on his own, like always with these inbreeds. You can bet the whole guild wants your head. And the bounty was high. Real sad.
What do you regret? The bounty? Or the fact that my head's still on my shoulders?
The bounty? Nice amount of cash, you know? They must have kept it somewhere for when I showed back up. If we could get our hands on it...
I don't see how you expect to stumble across it, unless you want to go straight to the source.
No thanks. I saw enough guys with batteries shoved up their ass for a lifetime, I think.
What do you think about the Resistance?
Dreamers completely disconnected from the real world. People who are doing everything to change the world but don't understand they might just destroy it. Figure they're dangerous in their way. Bunch of freaks who think they know the real truth. Fucking extremists that gotta be real bitter because they weren't born with power.
What do you think of Honor Grant?
Our national hero? Want my opinion? I can't say I really know him, but the idea that if he could have taken over at the top from his buddy, he'd have done it. That guy can pretend he's as straight as an arrow, the paragon of virtue and all that shit. But he's just like everyone else. He just wants power.
Can you tell me more about this neighborhood?
You know this place. I don't really know what to say. There's Charity's bar, and that's where you're sleeping. This is the poor part of town. Got lots of mutants, but there's worse. Just go to the slums. But I gotta admit, it's got character, and you can lose a tail easy here.
There's something else I want to ask you. Come on, follow me. I need your help.
No way, I'm with you.
Hello, Roy. Can I do something for you?
I want... Later, Mary.
It's my hair.
Later.
Roy, looks like you're back in the neighborhood.
Always a pleasure.
Of course. What do you want?
You said to drop by. You'd give me something.
True. Even if I wonder if I did the right thing. Seeing you hang out with that scum. When I think about you kidnapping me.
I know Roy likes you. I just used the cards in my hand best I could. Nothing personal.
That's your problem. It's never anything personal. Anyway, here, Roy, take this. I hope it'll be useful. Listen, while we're on the subject, the kid, Innocence, came by while I was out. He told the bouncer the Resistance is getting a major strike ready on a train. He'll want you with him. It's a Technomancer convoy, if I understood right. You should maybe find out some more. It could be dangerous.
Hello, Roy. Can I do something for you?
Come with me.
With pleasure.
Your wife's murderer won't hurt anybody anymore. I took care of him personally.
You got him? Oh, I wish I was there to see that. Thank you. Thank you for all you did for me. Not any more than I can forget her. Have this. That's very little for the memory of my dear Fidelity, but we've never been very rich.
Thanks, but no need. I believe the days to come will be hard enough for you without any money trouble.
This is very generous of you. Why do you worry so much about that child? Is he your apprentice?
No, I met him in the camp. He was lost, in real trouble. We escaped together. I guess that made us get closer to each other.
I see. Even if I don't really understand why you're doing all this for him. You're taking a lot of risks just for someone you escaped with. Are you sleeping with him?
Mary, not every human relationship is about sleeping with people. You can appreciate someone without doing that, especially with a kid.
Does that mean no?
Fuck yeah, that means no.
Roy, can I do something for you?
I was one. No. Hey.
Hi, what can
I wanted to...
Yes?
I heard the Resistance is planning to attack a Technomancer convoy. You know if the kid who was with me the other day is with them?
You know, I don't actually follow their every move with bated breath. But it seems to me he actually was with them, yeah. They said something about freeing prisoners.
The kid must have thought his parents might be in there. But it reeks of a suicide operation.
Wasn't supposed to overhear their discussion, but I know where the attack took place. I can take you there. I owe you.
All right, I'm with you.
Looked after prisoner transport. How did the boy get mixed up in all that?
The Technomancers gained power at the end of the war. And the right question is, what aren't they involved in? As for why Innocence does what he does, he's trying to understand what happened to his parents. He's also pretty idealistic. He believes in the Resistance.
How can you believe in people who don't even have any special powers? He's gotta be really naive.
Maybe. But I think it's more that he really believes in their ideas.
Their ideas are obviously dangerous and make trouble.
Got one!
Innocents! Innocents! Innocents!
Shit, Charity. It was a disaster. The kid was arrested.
I'm sorry, Roy. He seemed like a real nice kid, really. The attack was stupid, but I already knew it didn't work.
You got a lot of good information, apparently.
Some young person came here to hide just after. Judy. She told me what happened. And there's also someone sniffing around your place. A girl works for the General.
That'd be Devotion. She's his right-hand man, armed, from what I understand.
My poor Roy. You have to decide. You're going to need allies if you want to help the boy. And scenes I doubt the Resistance can put up with honor and vice versa. You should go talk to the two women. See what they suggest.
The lady's right, Roy. We're going to need friends. Especially with all these people after us.
The lady's always right, Sugar. Go find the two girls. You'll see what they have to say.
Greetings, Mr. Temperance. I've been ordered to see if you've thought things over.
It's not really a good time. One of my friends,
We know. So the General has a proposal for you. He can save the young man if you decide to work for him. The Technomancers aren't strong enough yet to counter his decisions. Join us and he'll live. On the other hand, I have to warn you that after saving him, we'll have to leave Shadowlair for a mission in Green Hope.
What's all this about? Who is this woman?
Mary. This is Devotion. She works for General Honor Grant, who suggested I join him.
That's the war hero, right? She says he can't stand up to the Technomancers. Might be an idea to join him.
Can you remind me what it's all about again? What does the General expect from...
The General wants you to join the group he wants to put together to stop the Technomancers from getting more power. In exchange for your help, and in particular for your participation in what he wants to do at Green Hope, he'll have the child freed.
It's a big decision. I need a little bit...
All right, come back and see me.
Roy! I'm happy to see you. Even if Marco doesn't agree, I know we'll need you.
Like you needed innocence.
Please, hear me out. You can't imagine how sorry I am about his arrest, but he wanted to take part in the attack. I think maybe we can help him escape when they decide to execute him. With your help, I'm sure we can do it. You know how important our ideas are to him. Marco didn't welcome you right, and he's still suspicious of you, but he's not the only one who makes decisions around here. Let's save him together, and then you can join us. We'll leave for Green Hope as soon as we free him. We hope we can weaken the Technomancers there.
That girl looks like she really believes what she's saying. But who is she?
That's Judy, one of the leaders of the Resistance. They're the people who are fighting against the politics here, and especially against the omnipotence of the Technomancers.
But you're one, and so am I. Do they hate us? Maybe we should say no. Once they've used us, they'll surely kill us.
I swear that won't happen. You're not like the ones who rule us. We're crushing the people of Aurora.
What do you do exactly?
We fight against the corrupt Aurora government. A government that doesn't hesitate to kill the people it just won the war with. A government that oppresses the people and leaves all the decisions in the hands of the technomancers. You've seen the poverty, all the checkpoints, how cruel they are. We're fighting to change all that. To restore freedom and pride to the people of Aurora. With your help, we can do it. We'll free innocents and go to Green Hope to ruin those monsters' plans.
Let me have a bit more time to think about it.
All right, but think fast. I don't think they'll wait long before they execute him. Have you decided? Are you going to join the ranks of those who fight in the name of freedom?
What do you do exactly?
We fight against the corrupt Aurora government. A government that doesn't hesitate to kill the people it just won the war with. A government that oppresses the people and leaves all the decisions in the hands of the technomancers. You've seen the poverty, all the checkpoints, how cruel they are. We're fighting to change all that. To restore freedom and pride to the people of Aurora. With your help, we can do it. We'll free innocents and go to Green Hope to ruin those monsters' plans.
All right, I'll join you if you do everything you can to get innocents out.
Thank you, Roy. Here, Innocence left his diary at the HQ. I think he'd prefer you to have it. There must be a way to stop them. We've got to get him out of there.
Judy, we tried everything. We even thought about an all-out attack, but look at that. Those bastards have a machine gun. They must know we're here.
We can't just stand here.
We never thought they'd bring out something like that. The second we get in the yard, we're dead meat. That's exactly what they're expecting. I'm sorry.
Oh, lend us an ear, boys, lend us an ear. The world's gone around in the street. Oh, lend us an ear, girls, lend us an ear. Our enemies shall weep. The walls of Aurora stand strong before her, never shall know defeat. So rise up, you people, join in the struggle, justice we shall see.
I've read this diary that Innocence kept, which Judy's given to me. Everything he went through since he got to his story's touching, even if I realize he didn't understand just how much his pity was wasted on the bastards. He talked about the people he met, what we did. He even wrote whole pages on what I did since he started following. I knew the Resistance had good sources, but I didn't think he'd hear about me stopping the serial killer. Nor that Mary and Tenacity were with me now. In fact, I was a bit embarrassed to realize that I was the hero of the book. Maybe that's why I feel kind of obliged to keep it going. Because even if he's dead, a hero and a martyr, the story is far from over. We're here. Greenhope. You know, it's not that different from what I've seen in other places. A dusty old hydroponics farm, crumbling under the wind and the war. When you think of everyone who died here for this. What a miserable place. The name hardly reflects its condition.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Lots of people died here, taking it or defending it. It was a real slaughterhouse. But we can't stay here. Marco's waiting for us in the eastern part of the town. We have to move. Roy, I can't get Innocence's last moments out of my head. I feel so guilty. But I'm sorry. I know you've got more on your mind than my feelings. What can I do for you?
I wanted to... What's Marco's problem?
Marco lost his family in the Technomancer's jail. Like all of us. He doesn't forgive easily, and basically for him, all Technomancers are executioners.
Do you think the same thing?
I don't need Marco to think, Roy. If I came looking for you, it's because I don't agree with him. That doesn't mean I can stop him thinking what he wants. You're the one who's got to show him he's wrong.
You're not like him. You get along well.
It's true we don't always agree on things, but we do have the same vision, Roy. And that vision is far more important than our differences.
Yeah, I understand. How did you become part of the...
I didn't get here by chance, anyway. It was a choice. My choice. When I got back from the war, I saw what was going on here, and I didn't wait a second. I got together with my former war buddies, who were as angry as me, and we made ourselves a little cell. Then Marco got in touch with us, so we could join forces. You know the rest.
So you started a cell on your own?
Thank you, Roy. But in fact, I couldn't do anything else. I would have gone crazy.
What does the Resistance really stand for?
At first, we were just about fighting a government that had betrayed its own by assassinating the militia. But later, other ideas started popping up. There was especially the fact that the people should be able to choose their dowser and representatives, so crimes like that would never happen again. They say that on Earth, that's what it was like in lots of countries.
Seems almost crazy, but it's a beautiful idea. With regularly elected representatives, the people would be sure to gain more freedom.
And imagine how things would change. No more bosses on one side, proletariat on the other. There would only be responsible citizens. Roy, together we can unseat the tyranny of the Dowser's dictatorship and create a new society. It won't be easy, but is there anything more worth fighting? You shouldn't get me started. You'll never shut me up now.
He wasn't with you long, but I'd like you to tell me what he did while he was here.
I'd love to. Right at the start, Marco asked him to carry messages. Sounds easy, but it can be dangerous. He did really well. He got fake IDs to groups being hunted by the Technomancers, couriered authorizations, and even resistance tracks.
What else did he do?
Marco ended up trusting him and recognized his bravery. He asked him to infiltrate the military base. We needed to contact certain soldiers without being seen. And he's how we learned about the train, too. Even if I almost regret it. I really liked him, Roy. He was both fragile and full of strength. He wore his name well, which is not something you see too often.
Thanks for telling me all that, Judy. It's good to hear what he did with you and that he was among friends. Where do you come from?
I was born in Valombra. Ever been there? It's a pretty small city. Life's good there. I came to Shadowlair to join up. I stayed here a bit, long enough to learn how to use a weapon, and then I went to the front. Since I got back, I've gotten to know the place better.
You like this place?
To be perfectly honest, I went into shock when I first got here. The social disparities are way different from back home. But in the end, I understood that Shadowlair is a fantastic melting pot.
You said you were in the war.
Yeah. I wanted to enlist. I didn't just want to stay in Valombra with everyone else fighting. So I figured I'd become a soldier too, to defend Aurora.
I understand. What do you think of our Dowser?
To be honest, during the war he was my hero. He was incredible, an amazing strategist, and he gave us hope when we thought we were goners. At the time he made us so many promises. Then he went and broke them all. I really thought he was going to give the people more freedom. That's why we fought so hard. All that to take out the militia as soon as we got back from the front. It killed me. Now I hate him.
I understand completely. Even if I was in camp when he became the Dowser, I felt the hope he brought when I saw the despair when I got back.
Thank you, Roy. That's it exactly. But let's change this. Why do you kill people?
They attacked us, right? So why would I get all choked up for the guys who would have probably done the same thing to me?
If you act like the bastards who attack us, you stand a chance of becoming like them. I think it's dangerous.
I wanted to... I never met a woman like you before, so full of passion.
I wasn't expecting that. But, thank you, Roy. I don't know if I'm beautiful or not, but as for the passion, that part's true. I think I'm kind of proud of it. But what are you telling me that for?
It's what I think, that's all. And I felt like saying it.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. You're not that bad either. But I don't think this is really the place to talk about that kind of thing, is it?
Did you ever go to Greenhope?
No. During the war, I wasn't in the sector. And before, well, That was abundance.
I wanted to.
Yes?
The access looks blocked for the moment. The access looks blocked for the moment.
Bloody vermin! Fucking slackers! They should never be left wandering around the village anyway. Gotta leash train them. Stealing our stocks. Maybe we should have mentioned we wanted tamed mutants, not a bunch of wild beasts or damn robbers. Bloody vermin!
Hi.
Sorry, but it's not exactly a good day for us.
What's going on?
Those bloody mutants stole some of our food. Not like we produce much, anyway. It's going to make things really hard. They deserve to get put down, damn animals. As if they didn't have enough with what we give them.
I can go see them, work this thing out.
That would be great, but, if you could avoid killing them, just teach them a lesson.
Roy, I find this man a little too extreme. Maybe we should try to know more before we do anything.
I'll do my best.
Yes? You want something?
What can you tell me about the mutant?
They still complain, but we're used to it. It's true, we should maybe give them a little bit more food. They do good work when they want. I say a mutant is like a cow. If you want it to work well and give you milk, you got to feed it. But there's guys here who don't particularly like the mutants.
You know that the crops were destroyed?
Of course, I heard about it. The moles apparently... That's a weird story. Moles just don't go into human structures. They got to smell the water, see? And here, all the water from the crops is recovered in small canals, just below the surface. They shouldn't be able to smell it.
I gotta...
So, did you punish them?
I need a bit more time, but I wanted to know.
19. Did he escape?
How do you know that?
We know because we had friends there. We are from Abundance. We were. Thank you for helping them. Many died, but some joined Aurora. They are content. They are treated better. We are proud to meet the man who helped the mutants. Will he help us, too? It's almost like Abundance here.
What are you talking about?
You must speak to the Chief. He will tell you. He knows Aurora better. He comes from Aurora.
All right, I'll go see him. Can we talk about something else? You must know Green Hope really...
We know some things, yes, but the men learned quickly. They do not need to learn from us.
Too bad. I'm sure you know more than you're saying.
We don't know how to know if we know more or less than the men think we know.
Forget it. You say you belonged to Abundance before. How is that possible?
We already worked at Green Hope before the war. During the fighting, we helped carry bags. When the fighting stopped, we hid. We hoped Aurora would be better, but we were wrong. It may be better in other places, but not here.
Can we do something?
How's it going with the villagers?
Not very good, but it is not our fault. They do not give us food. We work a lot, but without food it is difficult. So we ask, and they hit us. We ask for more, but we are hungry.
I see.
How can we help the man?
What do you do exactly? What do they get you to do?
We had to move man corpses, put them in trains for the city, and repair broken canals, and carry bags, and plant grain, and...
I think I see. You do a bit of everything.
Oh no, we decide nothing.
Where did you put what you stole?
The mutants must eat too, like the men. They have enough to eat.
Explain.
The men were given much stock by the guild, very much, to eat and sow. They also received the mutants, us, for help, but they gave us nothing to eat. The mutants must eat too, otherwise we die, like the men. They have enough to eat. Why do they give us nothing?
Okay, I get it. I know you need to eat. Maybe I can help you balance things up a bit.
We do not understand. You are a man.
Yes, I'm aware of that, thanks. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I'll say you already ate what you took. I'll probably have to tell them that I punished you too, but you'll have to play along.
This is unexpected, man. If you do this, you will be saving us, and...
Yes?
Many of us are sick, as we have not had food for a long time, and... May the man forget me. I should not ask for more than what he has already given us.
Well, just tell me about it instead of beating around the bush.
If the man could also find us some medicine, it would be very, very kind.
I'll see what I can find.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, man. Can we help? There is the man again. Do you have the medicine?
Yeah, but here, keep it to yourselves. If anyone sees you have it, you'll get in big trouble.
Of course, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. The man is great and generous. Accept this gift. We all contribute, so we can thank you.
The Technomancers were carrying out experiments on mutation. Have you heard anything about that?
No, man. Those of ours who went to Shadow Lane have not come back. May the sun receive them, and the Shadow forgive them.
Do you know anything about the Technomancers?
Those magic men don't come here, but we know that they are digging. We've carried equipment to where they dig. They are looking for something in the ground. We think they are looking for traces of the first men.
Colonists?
Yes. Green Hope is old. It is said that part of the canals date from that time. That is what makes it rich.
Huh, I see. Interesting. I heard about a shadow line being built around here. You know anything about that?
Yes. Some of our people are used there, but we have heard nothing more of them. It is a very bad place to work. There would seem to be others working in the sun. Not just us. Men, too. But that's crazy. Nobody would do that.
Where are you from?
Most of us came here at the same time as the men from Aurora, sent by the Guild to work here, to rebuild the structures, carry loads, help in the fields. Before, we were in Shade Valley, and others were in Shadowlair. We belong to the Guild. They send us where they want. Some were already here, from Abundance.
Any info on Green?
It's a place where a lot of men died. When we arrived, there were still bodies, and holes everywhere. Many broken things. The ground is rich, but it's a place of death. Never at peace now. The ground has tasted blood, and it will want more. But that is merely what we think.
I have to go. Took care of your problem.
Really?
Sorry, I couldn't get the food back. They'd already eaten it all.
Oh, shit. We're gonna be struggling for months to make that up. We're really gonna have to tighten our belts.
You still got enough to survive. You'll get by.
All the same, those filthy animals need to be taught a lesson so they don't start again. If we let them get away with it once, they'll think they can do anything.
Done deal. I took care of it. It won't do that again.
Well, that's good to hear. Thank you, I suppose.
Yes? Hey, a new face. On your way to rebuild the farm?
Any interesting rumors?
Bah! A really important group of Technomancers showed up here not too long ago. But maybe you already knew that. They're doing something around a work site. Nobody knows too much about what they're doing out there, but we hear noises. They're digging. People are wondering what they're looking for. With pleasure.
You're not a farmer.
True. That a problem?
Not at all. Takes all kinds. Well, maybe you'd be ready to help me.
What's wrong?
Since I've been here, things have been getting worse and worse. I'm supposed to replant all the crops, but everything's been destroyed by the molds. It's impossible to grow anything. So we're short of everything. But we should already have our first harvest since we got here. But nobody's doing a thing. They're too scared.
It's pretty basic, but I'll help you.
Thank you. That's real good of you. Got to say, there aren't really any guards here to help us.
Where's the field?
I'll mark it on your map if you like. More for you to tell me. As far as I'm concerned, things are at a standstill.
Might not be the best subject. You been here a long time?
Well, not really. I got here when our troops left, after the war. We were sent out here to rebuild, to make the farm productive.
I gotta go.
Shit, we can't stay here. They'll see us. Calm down. Try to look relaxed. Joe will be back soon. He'll tell us how many guys there are inside, and then we can go.
These men are part of the group. We have to hurry. Marco's waiting for us. I'm sure we'll have to take part in the operation.
You know what it's all about?
No. Marco got here before us. He must have thought up the plan based on what he saw here.
So, any news?
Yeah, I killed the moles that were infesting your fields. You can go back to work.
Thank you so much. And not just for me. The whole village thanks you. Here, take this.
Thanks. Bye.
Yes?
Hey, Roy. I heard about the kid. I'm real sorry.
Roy, I wanted to tell you. I'm sorry about the child. I know that he was like an apprentice for you.
Thanks, Mary. That's nice of you. Come with me. I'd like to have you with me.
With pleasure. I prefer being with you.
Hey, Roy. You need me?
I wanted to know. What do you think the Technomancers have been searching around here?
You're more like them, Roy, and you know them better. But apart from the fact the place could be worth a fortune, it's also pretty far from Shadowlair.
I'm listening.
If you had something a bit questionable to do, you wouldn't do it in the main city square, right? Somewhere big, but isolated, where there's lots of comings and goings because of the reconstruction. That's a good spot. Way better than in the middle of Shadowlair where all eyes are on you. I figure they're getting something shady ready. Maybe a coup. And there's no way they're going to let someone stir up shit in their business with...
There's something else I want to ask you. Later.
Well, I was expecting a Technomancer, and here we have two. What a joy. Dare I hope that neither of you is here to betray us?
Who would I betray you to? The Source is after me too, just like Roy.
Judy has vouched for you, Roy. She figured we could save the kid with your help. I heard he died despite everything. I know you were close. I imagine it gives you a good reason to fight on our side. Revenge is a powerful force. Regardless, we've got work here. A lot of work. And it's time to get down to it.
Here? Really? There are two of our people who look like they're keeping an eye on something, but what's so special about Greenholm, apart from the mass grave?
As you know, we are mainly trying to counter the Technomancers. But through prisoners that were freed during the attack on the train, we found out they'd open a worksite in the camp. They said a large group came here and seemed real excited. Seeing as they're only interested in power, there's got to be something here that could make them powerful. We can't let them have it, so we're going to destroy the site. There's a gas line crossing it. Open the right valve, and boom.
It's a pretty simple approach, but no matter. I'll take care of that.
I'm listening.
How did you come to join the Resistance? Were you in the militia too?
No, I wasn't in the militia. I thought the alliance with the Technomancers was too risky. I figured it would end badly, even if I was way off. A lot of my friends were in it though. People who really believed in what Wisdom promised. That after the war, if the militia helped beat Abundance, he'd change the people's status. In fact, to be honest, I was already in a protest movement. I organized meetings even before the war was declared. I already wanted to change things then. Obviously, when the militia got almost wiped out after the victory, I understood we had to do more than just have meetings, and I created the Resistance. I'm listening.
You got drafted during the war, I suppose.
Yeah, and I fought too, but I was lucky. I was part of the reserve troops. We mostly took care of logistics. I wasn't in any skirmishes. Most of the troops were in front.
The door's locked. Someone must have the key.
Joey, I've been thinking about what you said. Like how I have to decide for myself who I sleep with. I really like you. You're really nice to me, and for the first time, I feel like I'm not just a piece of meat. If you want to, I want to. And I don't just mean give you my body, but really be with you.
Well, if you're not just saying that to save your skin, then...
So, how's the job going? Did you find the gas line and the valve?
Yes, the site's been destroyed. They might try to start digging again, but it'll take them months to clear all that away.
Perfect. I have to admit I didn't expect you to be so efficient. Seems Judy was right. Thanks for joining the fight. We have to get together with other members of the Resistance in the agricultural zone. Apparently some of them have some interesting information. I'd like you to come along.
All right, I'll go.
You want to talk to me?
Have you already come here to Greenhill?
No, never. I heard about it, of course. The battles here were so big. Abundance didn't want to lose the place. It was such a key part of their strength. But that's all.
I want to tell you something. No, let's go. It's nothing.
Hey, Roy. You need me?
I wanted to know. You ever go to...
Yeah, ages ago. Still part of Abundance at the time. Changed a lot since then. I doubt what I know from back then is still good.
There's something else. Later.
Don't move. You're all under arrest.
Shit! Someone talked! Get out of here! Holy shit! The bastards! We almost bought it there. I can't thank you enough, Roy. Without your skills...
We were lucky. If there'd been more of them, I couldn't have done a thing. Their leader had this pass on him. It may come in handy.
It will. Listen, this meeting was a secret. That means one of us is a traitor. We have to find out who the mole is, or we're all dead in a hurry.
And how do you figure on finding out who the bastard is who did this? What's it got to do with the pass?
It must lead to the Technomancer's HQ. There have to be documents there that can indicate who's behind all this. Find them and we'll get some payback on the bastard who sold us out. But be careful, keep your head down. And above all, make sure you don't talk about your mission to anyone. We don't need the mole knowing we're coming after him.
All right, I'll get in there and try to find out who the traitor is.
Thanks, Roy.
You want to talk to me?
I was one. No.
Sir? Sir? There's still moles around, right?
Not that I know of, no.
It's just that I wanted to start working my field again, but as soon as I turned my back, everything's been turned upside down.
And you think that other moles came?
Well, that's what I thought. I didn't want to stick around to make sure.
I understand.
Thank you.
I gotta... What are you doing here?
I'm a farm worker.
Well, hey, and I'm the dowser. Yeah, sure. You wouldn't happen to be destroying the cops, would you?
No, I mean, I have my reasons. Now leave me alone.
Seeing as you say you got your reasons, tell me.
Maybe you didn't see what happened here, but I fought here. I saw my friends fall to the ground, and they weren't laughing. I saw the ground flowing with blood, so the men from Shadow Lair could get rich. I saw men die just because the guild wanted to get bigger. I can't let them do that. I want them to pay for it. I won't let them use the bodies of my friends to feed the fat people in the city.
That man is trying to tell us that we're eating his friends? That's a disgusting thought.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to get them to come back here. The water usually stays in the canals underground, but you just sprinkle a little around and they turn up.
You wasted water to destroy these crops? That's a bit much.
And you think our blood was nothing?
Tell me something, you don't work for Abundance, do you? Because what you're doing is a lot like enemy sabotage.
Bullshit! I fought those guys. You can accuse me of a lot of things, but not that. It's just that I find what they're doing here pretty disgusting.
When you think about it, who are you helping with all this? Your buddies? They're dead. The poor bastards like you who fought for the guild? Not really, since they're the ones who hired me. The only ones you're really helping are the enemy, Abundance. You're weakening Aurora here and paving the way for the others to return.
I see. You're probably right. I should go.
But that's it? You seem pretty satisfied. It's over. No more moles? Come on, tell me what happened.
It wasn't the moles. There was a guy sabotaging your work. He didn't like the idea of plants growing over a mass grave. He's called Sympathy.
What? Sympathy? The farm worker? If I press charges, maybe I can get compensation for all the work I lost here. Can't see why I should be the only one out of pocket. But regardless, here, take this. And thanks again. Can I do something for you?
I got a few questions. Isn't the old mass grave on this site?
Well, here and everywhere. When they took over this place, they gave them full honors.
No, I just wanted to know. I got...
What do you want?
The access looks blocked for the moment.
help the man.
Get it.
So the work just stopped like that.
A group of terrorists sabotaged the excavation. We hit them hard, but unfortunately it'll take a long time to repair the damage.
You think I'm going to wait long? You've got everything you wanted. It's time to show results.
The incident at the site won't stop us continuing our experiments at the Shadow Line. Things are moving along nicely.
I hope so for your sake. Or believe me, you'll spend the rest of your life in the Source.
Let's see. Looks like a list of names. The family of a certain Constancy. Shit, Jerry's virtue name. Seems they're being held on the site of a Shadow Line. Probably the one the Technomancer was talking about earlier. They were probably used to put pressure on Jerry. Poor bastard. I think I found the traitor.
So, any news? Did you find anything out?
Yeah, I got into the Technomancer's offices. According to some documents I found, the family of a certain Constancy is in their hands. They're threatening to torture them and kill him if he doesn't give them information.
Jerry. So it's you. How could you do this? You've been with us since the beginning. I trusted you.
You heard what Roy said. They've got my family, and they're gonna kill them. I had no choice.
There's always a choice. You risked everyone's life. You risked everything we've been fighting for months. Everything some of us have died for.
He put our lives at risk, but killing him won't change anything now.
You're wrong, Roy. If we let traitors live, it means our ideals aren't strong enough, and the entire resistance will collapse. So long, Jerry.
The documents I found indicate where his family's being held. They're at a site of a shadow line that's being built. I heard the Dowser talking about it. At least it's the same place. He was talking about experiments the Technomancers are carrying out.
You mean they're experimenting on prisoners?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking monsters. We can't let this slide. We've got to go there and free our comrades. Roy, can you take care of it?
Yeah, it's not far. I'll go right away.
I'm listening.
Where'd you get the idea of negotiating with Abundance, especially after the war?
I fought a few of their guys during the war. They're hardcore military types, of course. But at least they gave everybody the same chance, wherever they came from. And they didn't bother with all that mystical bullshit that's poisoning us, and lets the Technomancers have so much power. I admired that aspect of their guild. When I understood that a lot of things were being played out at Green Hope for the Technomancers, that they'd sent an enormous number of soldiers there, I understood only Abundance could help us. They could weaken them enough so we could win at the source. So I sent them an envoy, a traveler.
Later.
Hey! Hey, please! Please, get us out of here. They're doing terrible things. They use us for tests, expose us to the sun. Some of us have even been operated on. If we stay here, we'll die. Or worse. Help us. We haven't done anything to deserve any of this. I was just in the militia. Okay, I demonstrated against the Technomancers, but that's all.
Calm down. I'll get you out, all of you, but I can't break the door down. Do you know who has the key?
A Technomancer, of course. Their leader here, I think. He's really powerful and heartless.
It's horrible, Roy. I didn't think our people could do such things.
I don't feel like I have anything in common with them. Those people are sick. Their thirst for power has sucked them in so far they lost their humanity.
Could I become like them? Lose my head?
You're a bit strange, sure, but you're not like them, Mary. Don't worry about it. How'd you end up here?
It was just after the demonstration. I thought things were okay. I didn't have any trouble when the leaders of militia were arrested. Then one morning, Source Security showed up at my place. They arrested my wife and me and took us here. She died after they did horrible things to her.
What'd they do to you, exactly?
I was lucky, in a way. They only put me out in the sun a few times so far. I thought I was gonna die, and I'm covered with blisters, but that's nothing compared to what they did to some of the others. They feed us strange things, disgusting water, pieces of flesh that looks human. Some people had mutant parts transplanted onto them. Most of those people died. They also made the women get pregnant by mutants. We never saw them again. Please, get us out of this hell.
Any idea what's making them do this?
How could I possibly know what those madmen are thinking? They aren't human anymore.
You may have heard something.
Nothing. Just the screams of my friends. And that's more than I wanted to hear.
I'll be back.
want to talk to me?
I want... Look at that. Their drilling worm is probably tied up.
You want to talk to me?
No, let's go.
What are you doing here? You have any idea how important the research you're interfering with is?
Research based on the horrible experiments carried out on Aurora's citizens.
I recognize you now. You were at the source when I was a child. Still so sure you're on the right side, huh? That you're always right? Still so full of yourself over your abilities, I guess. But I'll teach you. I'll show you your place.
Just us now.
Do you have the key? Please hurry, some of us need help.
Here, I finally have the key.
Thank you. Thank you a million times. Wait. You're with the Resistance, right?
You could say that.
There was this guy who was part of it too. He was a prisoner here. His name was Sam. Do you know him?
No. So I guess he's dead then?
He said all kinds of strange things. About a deal with Abundance and how they were going to attack Green Hope to help them.
What?
He spoke to someone called Marco. He said he succeeded. That Abundance agreed to help them. Sounds crazy, right? He must have been raving. Thank you again, in any case.
So that man punishes traitors, but he's linked to Abundance. You should go have a word with him about all that.
So, did you get to the Shadow Line? Did you free the prisoners?
Yeah, I found them and freed them. And I found out some interesting things about the site.
After what we've just done, I'm not sure we need more information. We're going to be able to enter Shadow Lair and attack the source.
You want to leave soon, right? You wouldn't want us to still be around when Abundance shows up, would you?
What? How?
One of the prisoners heard about your alliance from some dying guy. A former member of the Resistance who was your liaison with the other guild. How could you do that?
Don't you see? It was the only way to weaken and disperse the Technomancers enough so we could hope to defeat them. Abundance is ready to support the government we'll be setting up. And with their help, we'll finally have a chance.
At the expense of Green Hope, which has already cost Aurora a lot of blood.
What does that matter now? Aurora doesn't need Green Hope. What we really need is freedom. A future.
And you really believe Abundance's promises? Don't you think the only thing they're interested in is getting a hold of this site?
Maybe. But once we have the source, we'll set up a new government. A government of the people. Then we'll be stronger than ever, and Abundance won't be able to do a thing against us. Roy, you know that without me, the Resistance would be nothing. That I'm ready to give everything for it.
If we let traitors off the hook, it'll mean the death of the Resistance, remember? And you didn't just betray your side. You betrayed the Guild.
It's not treason. I did it for the good of the Resistance, of Aurora. You can't kill me, Roy. What will happen to the movement without me?
I'll admit you're acting in good faith. I think Aurora's really gonna regret this alliance, but you're in charge, after all.
I'm glad you see the stakes in all this. Like you said, we have to leave here soon. They're going to hit us at any minute now, and this is our chance to take the source. We have to leave as soon as possible, but remember, there's no going back.
We can go. I'm ready.
Is one of your friends coming with us?
I'd like Mary to come with us.
I wonder what you see in her. She is pretty, but she seems completely nuts. I mean, sorry. I shouldn't have said that. All right, let's go.
We're finally leaving Green Hope, fleeing before Abundance gets here, after shedding light on the activities of the Technomancers and weakening them. Not only did we sabotage their excavation site, but we also discovered the inhuman experiments they were carrying out on the defiant citizens of Aurora. We've won enough here for now, and hope they'll fall, along with the dowser that's backing them, so they'll have to confront their madness. I was even able to give the mutants here a hand. It may seem almost trivial, but it's still good news. Particularly as things are far from rosy. Marco's debatable choice has lost Green Hope to us. But we have to go on to the next chapter and keep moving forward. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the source. Her help and support will be invaluable to me, because the Tyrant will be well protected, and it's time we settled a few scores.
There! Kill him!
This is the source. You know the place. Think you can guide us?
When I was a kid, I was confined to the Technomancers buildings. I wasn't allowed on these floors.
Never mind. We'll find Wisdom's offices, and he'll have to admit what he's done in front of everyone. Yesterday's hero will see that we weren't fooled, and that the citizens of Aurora won't let him get away with it. But for now, be careful. The Source Guards have a mean reputation in combat.
They don't scare me.
You've been a good ally, despite my reservations. But I'm interested in knowing why you're here.
I saw innocents get executed. He didn't deserve to die like that. Wisdom and his thugs will pay for what they did to him.
So, we're just going to enter this office, and everything will be taken care of?
I do hope everything will be taken care of, but I'd rather you stayed here. It'd be better just to go with Marco.
I don't really like that man. He hides behind his ideas, but he's no better than the Source people. What he can't control, he kills.
You're tougher than most people think, Mary. But I don't want you mixed up in this because, well, it's dangerous.
Roy, be careful. You're all I have, and I don't want to lose you.
I'll be careful, I promise. I'll be back soon.
What the Why did you kill him?
Wisdom was my friend. He was the leader of Aurora. I couldn't let him be dragged in front of an angry mob and let the people judge him. You were going to debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if you humiliated its dowser. I couldn't allow that.
You protected a criminal. A man who didn't hesitate to let the Technomancers take power and massacre the militia and its opponents.
I was sure you wouldn't understand what was at stake here, but I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You think you're protected because you're a hero. The only thing you deserve is to die in the same way as your friend, like a dog.
Are you sure you want to kill him? Won't it make him a martyr? This type of thing could be used by those who still support the government.
You saw what he did, and what he let others do. All those people who died because of their thirst for power. You really want to spare him?
I know what he did, but it's not up to us to decide if he lives. Given his crimes, he has to appear in front of a judge, in front of the people.
Even if it's just putting off the inevitable, I thank you, Roy.
Is that how you seek vengeance? By sparing one of those who could have saved innocence? All right. We'll do as you say, Roy. But you'll have to leave the Resistance. It's not clear that you're committed enough for us to keep you with us.
After your compromise with Abundance, I'm not sure I'd have wanted to stay anyway. Bye, Marco. So, in the name of the Resistance and right ideas of freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man who, in the name of his ideas, didn't hesitate to betray his guild. But the end sometimes justifies the means. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. Marco even wanted to destroy the Order, but I managed to get him to understand it would be a mistake. Aurora needs them regardless. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Anyone and everyone suspected of participating in all the horrible things. This will probably lead to a lot of cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges, and stopping Marco's fanaticism is even harder. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be more just, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants, ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. And to be honest, Marco fits the profile perfectly. As usual, Judy will keep debating to try to defend her dream, and she even asked me to help, but since I'm no longer welcome there, I'm thinking of leaving Shadowlair and going to another city where I'll be able to see how things turn out. The battle is clearly not over yet. Abundance won't give up the struggle despite Marco's politicking. If he thought giving them Green Hope would be enough for them. Even though we still have a war hero, he'll soon be sent to trial. If they let him off, I fear he'll just become the leading opponent of the new government. Anyway, For the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know. Here ends the war log of Innocence Smith, a diary I have continued of late. Goodbye, kid.